Hey, this is Cone McCaslin from Sum 41, and you're listening to the Johnny and Shaner Punk Rock Dadcast.
All right. Today is June
5th.
5th. It is season 2, episode 12 of the Johnny and Shaner Punk Rock Dadcast. We have the usual suspects. I'm Johnny Zero, and Shaner Macaulay joins us, hailing from Oshawa, Ontario. Welcome to the Punk Rock Dadcast. We are not exclusive to dads, moms, or those who can or cannot procreate or choose not to. We're just two dads who love punk. We're here to talk about punk, local, unlocal, old, new, large, and small. No rules, no holds barred. Being a punk show, listener discretion is fucking advised. Thank you for wasting your time with us. Thanks to Threads of Society for our merch. Email us at punkrockdadcast@gmail.com. We may or may not get back to you.
But I always do.
Today, as our guest, we have Mr. Shane Told from the band Silverstein. Silverstein?
Silverstein.
We go with Steen. Except
As
in
in-
Germany for Stein. We can't change the line.
Silverstein. Stein.
Exactly.
It is after Where the Sidewalk Ends, Charles Silverstein, right?
That's right. Yep. The author.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
What a great set of books that was, and those were. He's got lots of other works.
I believe the kids call him Uncle Shelby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Shelby. Yeah.
Anyway, well, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me.
You guys are in the process of recording a new album.
We just finished it.
You just finished it, eh?
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Out in Joshua Tree.
That's right. Yeah. It was cool. It was a really cool experience. Going kind of in the middle of nowhere, just kind of left to our own devices, and it was special. It was a special place, and presumably we made some special songs. So, that's the idea.
That's awesome. Is it how many tracks?
Not sure yet what we're gonna do. It was a lot. It started with a lot, like more than ever, and we kind of whittled it down and recorded a bunch, and even didn't record some songs that I think are good. So that was kind of odd.
Oh, wow.
Usually it's like
You got more in the tank for the next one.
right. Yeah, no, we do. That's like definitely was talked about. It's like, well,
Very
maybe
cool.
this song, it's like good, but it's maybe kind of sort of
Does
similar to
it
the
fit?
song.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just kind of leave it maybe for another time.
Mm.
But it's funny because usually, in past records, and this is our 11th record, so we've done it a lot of times. Past records. So sometimes you go back and you listen to a demo of like a song that never got recorded, and you're like, yeah, I kind of get why that one was left off the record. But with this one, there's some stuff we left off that I think is really good. So I think that's a great sign, that we have the stuff that is going to be on the record is going to be killer,
How did the process change for you, or you guys, going from doing stuff probably mainly at home or as a group to going, somewhere completely remotely and having the experience of being alone and by yourselves and
Yeah.
the creative process that went along with that? How did that differ?
Good question. Yeah, we've done a lot of different things. The first record, which is 21 years old. We made
Yep.
that 21 years ago. It was crazy.
Are you referring to the Shadows EP? The
I'm referring to the first, like when Broke
full-
Easily Fixed.
okay,
that full album. But yeah, 21 years ago we recorded that, and of course we just did it at home. And then when we had an opportunity for the second and third records, we went and made them in California, LA, and did the whole thing there. And then for pretty much since that, all the records we made at home. We made in Canada, usually around Toronto area, where we all lived.
Did you do
And-
it at a studio or did you do it mostly from home?
Oh yeah, always at a studio. We never really recorded anything at home except demos.
Yeah.
And like occasionally it's like, oh shit, I forgot to fucking put this lead in here, and then gotta do it at home.
I mean,
Just
there's
like
no
things
there's
like
no
that.
shame in that. Lots of DIY guys are doing it
Oh,
themselves.
absolutely. And
And I
nowadays, I
find
mean,
like, yeah, nowadays you could pretty much get it with just a pair of cans on your head and a halfway
oh,
decent
for
microphone.
sure. I
Well,
mean, if we had the budget that we had, if we still had the budget we had on the first album, we definitely would do that now.
Yeah.
There's no question we would. We're just lucky that we've been around long enough and we have enough, you know, a label backing us to give us money to go to a proper studio. But
Yeah.
I don't even know why, if you were a brand new band recording your first album, I don't even think it makes financial sense. Really,
No, you
to-
really gotta
to a
you
studio
gotta get on
for
the
a-
radar before somebody really. I mean, how are you gonna get that done with just demos these days?
but
yeah, but what I mean though, it's like, just to be clear, it's like I mean, like, what do you like? Do you if you're an average, guitar player and you kind of know what the song's going to be, do you need to spend hours and hours in a recording studio with a producer engineer to get like every note of a guitar part perfect, or does it not really matter if it's in tune? You know what I mean? Like vocals are one thing, but like I think there's a lot of parts of the process that it'd be better suited budget wise for a smaller band to just be like, we're just going to spend this money on someone really good to mix this,
Yeah.
or someone really good to help us produce vocals or something like that, but
Yeah.
we're way off topic. But yeah, no, but back to your question about recording it, out in the sticks. I think the last album we did out in a studio in Ontario called Jukasa, which Alexa on Fire does their records there, and Pop and the Dirty Nail.
Oh, cool.
A lot of great bands have recorded there, and that's pretty out there because it's on a reservation, just kind of outside of Hamilton, Caledonia, I guess is the closest city.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And we lived there. We lived at the studio. We did that, and that was really good for us. And I guess this time we just took it a step further, and we went all the way down to the desert in California, and lived there for 5 weeks, and saw what could happen. And
What were your
uh,
accommodations like down there? Y'all in a tin
had
can
a couple-
trailer or
we
Yeah.
we had a couple
Airbnb?
Airbnbs.
Yeah,
Actually,
there
we had a pretty good setup.
Mhm.
It wasn't like we were sleeping in the desert in tents or anything, like it was still pretty like
doing peyote and
glamping. It was way better
doing
than glamping.
what
It
you're
was a
coming up with?
full-on
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because this is definitely a factor for like athletes and stuff. Did your vocals change at all with the ambient, environment and everything, the temperature, the humidity? Did you have
Good
to make
question.
any adjustments for that and or any of your equipment?
So I live in Las Vegas now.
Okay.
So I'm already kind of used to the desert,
Yeah.
the dryness and
You're
stuff.
you're acclimated. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me going down to, just like it's only 3 hours away from here, right? So
Right.
for me I just drove down, and the climate wasn't all that different. But I think some of the other guys, it did. They were complaining about the dryness, and Paul Mark got some weird sickness, which
No.
we determined was I forgot what it was called. Valley Long or something like that. Valley, some
Probably
crazy
some kind of
thing, like,
allergy or
that
something, eh?
you get it from a fungus that can live in the sand.
Oh.
And I guess like because he was out golfing like every morning and stuff, so he was more in the elements than any of us. And I guess he got this, I don't know if it's Valley Lung or what it is, but yeah, he got something like crazy for a while, but he recovered and it was fine. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, it was for me vocally, I've never felt better.
Yeah.
Wow. We breezed through the songs. The takes were quicker. Yeah, it felt awesome. And yeah, I was really, really happy. I am really, really happy with
The results.
everything. I mean, it's not even finished. Like we just finished. recording.
Yeah.
It isn't even mixed yet.
Yeah. But you
we're
listen to
mixing right
just
now,
about
so.
every take right after you do it to see if you're good or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. I
So
mean,
even at that interval, you're probably
do you have a
better understanding of what the finished product is going to be like than most people.
do you have a title for it yet?
we do not have a title. That is probably the trickiest part, to be honest.
Well, you can't call it Joshua Tree, I guess.
I know. I'm tempting, dude. Like
Call it Tree
Wait,
Joshua.
What? Some other band
Call
called their
it
record Joshua
U2.
Tree? Never heard of them. Never heard
Yeah.
of them. Didn't see them at the Sphere a few months ago.
Yeah.
Call it
Came upon us independently completely.
call it Oshawa tree for us.
Yeah.
We got a guy named Joshua on our band. Come on, it makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
Oh,
Right?
I get it now.
We
Joshua
could have
plus
if
tree.
we call it Joshua Tree.
Oh,
And just have
Joshua
Josh
Tree. That's
standing
good.
like he's a tree. How about that?
Yeah.
So now you actually caught me off guard about the production side of things because when you were talking about that I found it really cool about you did some stuff with This Is How the Wind Shifts, right? Doing the intro and the outro, like the backwards part. I saw the clip about how you put two phones together.
Yeah. I mean, that was 10 years ago now, but that was cool that after all these years, like 10 years later, we were still able to kind of reveal something cool about that record.
Was that you kind of coming up with that on your own, sitting in your home studio kind of thing, or?
Yeah, so I had this I'm a bit of a like music theory nerd in some ways, and I always wanted to do basically two songs that one's in a major key and one's in a minor key, and when you put them together, they kind of form like a song together, but like kind of on their own, they'd be one would kind of be happy and one would kind of be sad. And I wanted to try this, and it was kind of a daunting project, and the band kind of didn't really think I could do it.
That's very cool.
They're kind of like, what are you trying to do? And I remember I made the first demo of it, and it was like pretty psycho. Like it was maybe I took it a little too far.
What an interesting concept. That's fantastic.
It's really neat.
Yeah, thanks. And then I ended up dialing it back and making it a little more simple, and then kind of turned them into just like interludes. Like they're only like a minute and 20 seconds, but there's two on the
Are they
there's
left
two
and right?
well, no, there's like one is track, I don't know, one is like, one part of side A and then the other is side B.
Mhm.
So they're songs on their own, but if you play them at the same time, they kind of they intertwine and they kind of call and answer each other, the vocals, so the vocals don't overlap.
Very cool.
One vocal happens and then the other vocal happens, and they're obviously there's kind of a meaning to it too. It's like kind of a the working title for it was called Sun Moon, so that was kind of the idea.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Like a happy.
Are they meant to be played in stereo together, or could you do it in a left and right?
You could do that. It's funny, and I've never thought to do that, to play them. Make the mono. No, that could have been interesting to do that on the because we did release a version.
You could credit me on the album. That's fine.
Yeah. Hidden track.
We did release a version of them together, but they were just kind of like, it was just basically the track, because when we recorded them, we didn't record them separately. We recorded them all in one session, right? And then we just muted half of them, and then and that was it. So when we did the actual version, we just bounced the whole thing together in stereo.
That's a really outside the box kind of thinking, man. That's
Well, thank you. I'm proud of that one, and it came out really cool. And it is. I mean, if the album deserved a 10-year anniversary tour, then it's cool that someone still gives a shit. So,
of course, yeah, absolutely.
You got fans all over the place, man.
I mean, you could go way back. There's a lot of. I mean, you have a huge fan base, and I know from seeing you guys that you still have your fan favorites. Call It Karma and My Heroine. Do you find you still have that when you're with like a newer fan base with your last albums?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, we've done a good job of keeping our fans around while still making new ones.
Yeah,
it's kind of important because when you've like you guys are about my age, right? I know you
I
are.
don't know.
Shane.
How old are you?
Yeah,
I'm 43.
I'm 43.
Oh wow, you're way old.
Yeah,
you're 40. What?
I'm 43. I'll be 44 next month.
Oh, you're okay. So yeah, we're very close to the same age.
I'm
Same
25.
name,
same name. Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I'm joking. I'm 37.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like people our age, not me, but you guys, you got kids and families and shit going on and work in the morning and whatever else, and it's like it's just sometimes you can't go to every show.
Yeah,
no
we still
matter
do.
really no matter how much you like a band.
Fuck, how many shows have we been to this year?
Oh, I've been to a lot more.
6 to 10, I think.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
10 in 6 months? That's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I think I've
But-
been to 6 and he's been to 10 at least.
But
Yeah.
my question for you then is, how many shows did you really want to go to that you couldn't go to?
Oh, 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like the reality is that, like, you could be in, pick a city, let's just say Toronto, right? Like
Yeah.
there are probably thousands and thousands and thousands of people that would love to go to our show, but it's just not going to work out. People that are, 43 years of age or whatever. But then of course, like, it's a good thing that we have kept, every record, more people discover us, and then they go back and they listen to the old stuff, but then they come to the shows and it's good because we have a nice mix. It's not just all old guys, our age at the shows. So it's really nice to see that. And I think
It's
that's
good to see that you guys have been like active the entire 21-year span of your career.
Dude, I need a vacation, man.
Well, yeah. I
Is
mean,
there ever a big gap?
No, dude, it's
How-
it's
Yeah,
how-
just
like,
pumping one out every 2
so-
years, kind of.
exactly. How can you
longest-
have a gap with 11 albums in
In
22 years?
Yeah.
it's
There's no
true.
gap.
Fuck, I never
No
even
gap.
thought about it quite like that. But yeah, no, when I remember it was 2016 and we finished a tour and I was like pretty burnt out. And we had like 3.5 months off, like 3.5, and I mean off as in like no recording, no writing,
No jamming, no
no
band practice.
shows.
Nothing.
It was like I get to actually just chill in my apartment. I was living in Toronto, Liberty Village at the time. I get to just chill in my apartment for like 3 months and do fucking nothing.
I
was
just
like the-
completed a job at the toy factory, if you're familiar with that.
Oh yeah, I am. I am familiar with that. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice
Yeah.
spot.
No,
Anyway.
I loved living there until the reason it didn't work out is I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me literally
Jeez.
3 days before I got home. So then that 3 months turned into like an absolute shit show. And then that was like my only time that I like really had off ever. So
It's
yeah,
nice to keep yourself distracted.
fuck,
Yeah.
man. No, I mean, it's
that's
true.
nice.
It's true because it's been so long. You're talking about more than half my life
Yeah.
that I've been in this band.
Yep.
And it's just the way it is. And I think, when I'm here, and like I've got a great place where I live now and I'm super happy here, but it's true when I'm here for like more than maybe a month, I do start getting a little stir crazy and like,
Yeah.
like, what am I doing now? Where am I going? But man, it's like there's no time anymore. Like even when I'm not, or even when the band's not doing anything, I'm still doing something. It's like
Yeah.
it's pretty full on.
I don't sit still.
I-
I just
No.
go. Just keep fun.
Yeah, I did want to ask you how it was. I really wanted to go out to one of the Hamilton shows, how it was playing back home and with Judgment, because we had Judgment on our show.
Yeah.
How was it
Great
with those
band.
guys? Yeah.
Great band. We were really stoked to do those shows. So yeah, we just did 2 shows in Hamilton, 500 cap at the Bridgeworks. So we did a show last summer, and we kind of did it just as a little bit of a warm up for a festival we played in London with Billy Talent. So we kind of just were like, okay, we're going to be a little rusty because we wouldn't have played a show at that point in like a month or something. And we're like, okay, we'll do this Hamilton show and just kind of for fun. And we had such a good time that we're like, let's do it again. And then this time we booked one and it sold out really fast. So we're like, okay, we'll do 2. And we were able to get some great bands with Bearings as well on that. Like just absolutely killing it right now. Great band. So it was really fun. And yeah, dude, that place is great. It's a great venue.
So you're in Las Vegas right now?
Yeah.
And is this a studio you're calling from, or is this your house?
Yeah, this is my little studio room here. Yeah, I've got yeah, you can see I got a bunch of guitars
You have
and
fucking 11
and
guitars
behind me.
behind you that I could count.
and yeah, I got a lot of guitars. And yeah, and these I'm not gonna show the whole camera around the room. the punk. I have a bunch of punk flyers on the back
Yeah,
wall
yeah.
too.
I was
and
trying to
Black
look, I was
Flag there.
trying to look at those because I don't know if you noticed, I was posting a lot of old ones on the Ontario Punk Facebook
I
page.
did see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's cool, man. Is I actually have so every flyer because I'm a nerd and well, because I'm a nerd. There
Collector. We like to say
all the
collector.
there's 212 flyers on this back wall.
No kidding.
I can move it around a little bit, and there's 212 flyers on this wall, and they're all different, and a lot of them are shows I've been to.
Wow.
So that was part of it too, is I was trying to find. Oh, there we go. I was trying to
Amazing.
find like
Real-
look up
real
all the
shit.
shows I went to. So there's a bunch from like Oakville back
Oh,
like
cool.
the Pine Room, which is really dating me. I've got just tons of local shows from like the suburbs of Toronto and Toronto. Yeah, and some shows that my bands have played, and then a lot of just bands that just bands I like, just I was like ones I did. I think I was at like 150 flyers or so that I had done, and it
Wow.
was a whole thing too because I had to like find the flyers.
Yeah.
I had to make
Find the ones
res-
that you were at the right show.
well, yeah, and they had to be cool, and then I had to find the right res too. Like they had to be high.
Right.
I had to make them high res and like edit them and stuff. So it was like a pretty long process. And then by the end, I was like, okay, who do I not have up here? I got to find a flyer from like Red Fang, sick band. All right. And I found a great Red Fang flyer or who else is up here? It's
Very cool.
yeah,
Descendants,
it
Descendants
was
back there.
it was a
bottom
project
left.
and it was fun. Oh, there's
awesome.
like Descendants are got to be up there like probably four times. I think
Yeah,
Descendants have the most.
I was
try
gonna-
to be
Cool.
diverse, but
I was gonna ask you about back in the day when you used to play with bands like Simpleton and Shifty, I think Off the Mark, Chapter One, Toe.
oh yeah,
And
dude, all these I remember all these bands.
do you still
some of
do you
them I haven't listened to in a while, but I never threw away any of my shit. So I have all my CDs, all my old stuff. Like I'm a bit of a pack rat for
Yep.
that, so I have all that stuff, man. And yep, I remember all those bands. Very fond memories of pretty much all those bands. I did listen to Off the Mark recently, actually. It's funny
Did
you
ya?
bring that up. The
Yeah,
Mark
it's
was
funny.
sick.
I have quite a few albums and MP3s and stuff like that of all those bands. I was actually gonna maybe share them with you, but I'm sure you have a lot of that stuff too.
No, please do. I would
Oh
love
yeah.
to. The
Yeah,
only
sure.
thing, what happened actually is I had an old iPod stolen that had a lot of stuff on there that I just can't get. A lot of old local bands and stuff. It was like on an old computer, and then I was like, oh, it's on an iPod. Ah, it's fine on the iPod. And then when the iPod's gone, everything's gone, So
Yeah. There is a website I was contributing to. It's a 905 Bands website. They had a lot of stuff to download too. I can shoot
is
you
that the one Matt Richmond's doing?
No, I forget the guy's name.
He's
Well,
doing.
I know Matt Richmond though.
cool
He
stuff.
he
Yeah.
he gave me a ton of posters. I believe that was no, that was Spud Lee. Matt Richmond gave me the dungeon poster with Alexis on Fire.
Oh man, the dungeon. Oh wow.
It's reopened. I'm not sure if you've been keeping up with the local
Yeah.
news over
The
here.
original location is back.
It is, yes.
Oh my god.
Which means you guys need
Where's
to play
the
a
stage?
show.
Is the stage at the like by the door you walk in, or at the other end?
So
still?
I haven't been to a show.
It's
in
on the north
basement,
side.
but
Okay, I
so
gotta
close-
really.
it
It's
is.
been too long to know what side the north side is, but
I think I'm
It's
playing
closer
there.
to the door
I
now.
think
Yeah.
I'm playing there on Tuesday or something.
wow.
But
Yeah, man,
upstairs,
that-
there's capacity 1,300, huge balcony, a couple of bars. Protest the Hero just opened it up.
what 1,300? What?
1,300 capacity. Where
Okay,
the,
so it's not the
same
not
dungeon.
downstairs, not-
Upstairs,
You know, upstairs where there used to be laser tag. That's now a full ass venue. And then on top of
Oh.
that,
That's where Protest played
there
upstairs.
is a snack bar capacity about, I don't know, 100.
Yep.
It's small, but it's like
Okay.
craft beer, very cool joint.
Okay. So no, the only dungeon I know is like the dungeon, like the basement.
The basement. The
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
like
So that
250?
whole building is now 3 separate venues.
Cool. Well, that's great.
Like the
I
fucking
mean,
Big Bop or
Oshawa-
something. Yeah, in Oshawa.
Oshawa's got a good scene. Like it kind of always did. And then the yeah, what's the venue? It's called like Oshawa Music Hall or something, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
Yep.
the Biltmore now.
Yeah, that place is great too.
The big
Like,
sexy.
yeah, it's great out there.
So above the dungeon is a little bit larger than the Biltmore by capacity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Biltmore's capacity is like 1,000, maybe 900.
So if you guys were,
So
if you
maybe it's, would you say it's built more?
It is
it's
Biltmore.
Biltmore, yeah.
Stage 22 is built more than the Biltmore. Yeah, they got
Horrible,
a capacity
horrible.
of about 1356, I think, or something like that.
Sick. Well, we gotta fucking play
It's
there.
not bad.
You do have
Yeah.
to play here.
I think
Oh,
Protest
let's go.
was sold out.
Yeah, they're fucking Durham kids, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like a hometown show
It
for
was
them.
stacked, man. We went there. What was that last?
No,
Thursday?
no, Protest was 500.
What?
Yeah, 500 people.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah.
It was pretty packed.
it was pretty packed, but
Well, the balcony wasn't super packed either, though.
no.
But yeah, it looked good.
So I'm super excited for you guys and super jealous as well because you guys are going to the Punk Rock Museum August 4, 5, 6.
Actually,
Or is that changed?
that was last year.
That was
Oh,
last
shit.
year?
I did.
Okay, so how was it?
But however, I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I am doing more tours. July, what is it? July 13, 14, July 12, 13, 14, I think.
Very
This
cool.
is exclusive. This is not announced yet. July 12, 13, 14, I'm doing more tours.
Nice.
So it's sick, man. You guys haven't an opportunity to be there yet?
Never been to
Mhm.
Vegas.
It's oh, you got to come. Yeah, it's great, man. They put together like the best, just the coolest like version. It's like it's perfect. It's exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah.
You know, they have like all different eras of punk. The museum is sorted kind of chronologically and then also by region.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like they'll be like, okay, here's Bay Area punk, and here's LA
Yeah,
punk, and
yeah.
here's New York hardcore, and
Very cool.
all kind of as you walk through it. And yeah, it's just so awesome too. They have like basically every day someone is doing tours. Someone
special.
knows punk. Yeah, almost every day. There's a bar in there too. There's a tattoo shop. You can get married in there.
Fuck yeah.
And they're just constantly, it's Vegas.
Yeah, Fat Mike was
and they're
marrying 20
constantly-
people.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Fat Mike was marrying 20 people, 20 couples.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. He did. Yeah, he did do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, Mike and I are friends and have been for a long time. And he's really passionate about this. This is kind of like, No Effects is ending, and this is kind of his new thing
yeah,
that he
his baby.
That's great though. Yeah.
I mean, the guy cares more about punk rock than like really anybody.
Yeah.
He just does. So yeah, some of the shit they have in there is unbelievable. Some of the artifacts too. It's like it's really, really cool to see like the
I already love Hard Rock Cafe. So this was an easy sell
Yeah.
for me.
Oh yeah.
this is way better. I mean, you could spend hours in there.
Yeah.
You could spend hours in there.
I
There's so
intend
much
to.
I'm sure.
My
Oh,
wife
I'm
will be
sure.
so bored, but I'll be there if I can take pictures of absolutely everything.
Now I did go to Vegas once, and I spent a night at Double Down and a night at Dive
Yeah.
Bar
I love Double Down.
and Dive Bar. Yeah, I saw punk bands playing both nights.
When were you in Vegas?
Oh, a couple of years ago.
A couple?
Yeah, I didn't know you yet.
When?
Don't worry about it. We'll
What
talk
happens
about it
in-
later.
What happens in Vegas?
Yeah, yeah, I know, but those are two great bars. I liked
Yeah,
venturing
Double
off
Down-
of the strip a bit too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, the punk scene in Vegas has always been kind of interesting, right? Because it's like there's not been that many, well, not even punk, like just music in general, bands from Las Vegas. Not that many, really.
Now, what do you got? The Killers?
Like there's the Killers, Panic the Disco. There's
Yeah.
unfortunately Imagine Dragons.
Huh.
And then it gets pretty thin pretty quick. Like there was a few bands, like there's this hardcore band from the early 2000s called Curl Up and Die that I really liked. They kind of sounded a bit like Converge. But like when you look back at, the historic bands, like I think pretty much everybody from Vegas just moved to LA and started bands in LA, and that
So
was
what
kinda-
brought you to
so-
Vegas, Shane? And what
Well,
is the rest of your band there?
no, just me.
Just you.
So my sister has lived here for over 20 years.
Okay.
So it's kind of been like my second home. Like I've spent like she's the one with all the kids and the family. She's got three boys, and so we come here like every Christmas. I visit her a lot. We're pretty close, and so it kind of just became my second home. And after I lived in Windsor for a while, and
Oh,
I decided
that's
I
where I'm
needed to
from.
change. And you're from Windsor?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
shit. Okay.
Leamington.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. I went
I
to
love
Cardinal
Leamington,
Carter Catholic High School there.
dude. I love that area. I had a great time there. But
Yeah.
when it was time for me to move, I decided I'd come down here,
Yeah.
and it's great. I mean, I'm having a blast.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
How's it working with the rest of the band when they're so far away? Can you guys still get together? Do you just get together to tour and to write, or do you do that like, postal service all separately and like send shit to each other all the time and then just get together when you need to get together?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I mean, I think this day and age, it's everything has changed. Like we don't really have to get together to do to do a lot, because so much of it is done, like writing and stuff. So much of it is done, um, just like through computers. Like
Yeah.
someone writes something, sends it, like you send it immediately.
Who
You
does the
collaborate
majority of the
with
writing?
that. You get on a Zoom call. Um, Paul, Mark, and myself, I'd say we're
Yeah.
the kind of the two chief writers in the band.
And
Okay.
And
lyrics is
what's
all you?
no, he writes lyrics too. He's an
Oh,
amazing
good.
lyricist.
Cool.
It's great. It's taken a lot of pressure off me the last few years with him coming in the band. And so no, it was cool. This record, I did a bunch of writing in LA with some external people, which I never did before. I kind of was against it for most of my career. And being here and being so close to LA, and uh our drummer, who's also our manager, he's like, you know what? Like, you should give it a try. Like, you got nothing to lose. Like, so there's some good people out there and whatever. Why not? So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And I actually really fucking liked it. Like, I really liked it. Like, you're there, you're there for like a purpose. These people are good
Mhm.
and they get it. And it's not like you're meeting up with like pop songwriters that don't know. It's like they're still punks,
Yeah.
they're just my age, and they've like seen some shit, and they're smart.
Mm.
And so I worked with a few songwriters, songwriter bros and stuff, and like fuck, it was really fun. So wrote a lot of great songs with that. And Paul Mark came out here to my house in this room here. We did some work. We did some work in LA together too. And then we made the record in Joshua Tree. So, that's how it works. But of course, like I'm always flying to up to Canada uh to rehearse. Like we did a bunch of rehearsals before the Hamilton shows. Um and coming back up in July we're doing the Festival d'été in Quebec City. So we're
Yeah.
gonna go up to Toronto, and my parents live in St. Catharines now, so I'm always up there.
Nice. And any plans for touring for the new album? Probably,
Well,
most
yeah.
likely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the new album, we haven't announced anything yet. And to be honest, we don't know yet what's like when everything's going to happen. We're kind of figuring that out now. But I will say this, that next year is 25 years of Silverstein being a band,
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
and it is crazy, and we intend to celebrate. So I think we'll have a new record. We'll have lots of really cool touring planned. And this year's a little slower. I mean, not really for me. Like we're still, but for most people, it's slower because took a lot of time to write. We took a lot of time to record, and most of the rest of the year is just like kind of festivals. And we're doing a tour in Europe, but it's like all festivals. And then Festival d'été, the Hamilton shows, when we were young in Vegas.
Mhm.
We're doing that show up in with Fall Out Boy and Billy Talent, All American Rejects up in Barrie or something. I fucking
Oh, Burley.
All
Bur-
your friends, I think it's called.
Burley
Yeah,
Falls.
Burl's Creek. Burl's Creek.
Burl's Creek. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I forget that. I fucking haven't looked at the poster yet, but yeah, we're doing that. So we're doing all kinds of cool shit this year, but then next year is going to be kind of the big one, like the big celebration, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. You guys, I can't believe, you know, I mean, I guess you were probably 19 when I first met you at one of the YMCA's, and you gave me your EP there, and
Shit, that's
man,
crazy.
it's like 22 years or
Crazy,
whatever.
man.
Just seeing you guys go through so many albums and tours and labels even, and
Yeah.
you know, like I found one of my first interviews I did with you guys was with Neil. And I think one of the questions I asked him was something like, you know, you guys had just signed with Victory. And no, actually, I don't even know if you had signed with Victory yet.
You know what? I fucking read that interview recently.
Yeah.
I came across my desk somehow. Yes. But please, I don't have it in front of me. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of
Remind me, because
either, but
I do remember it being amazing. And Neil said some very very hilarious things. And obviously I mean, I wouldn't have said anything different. Like we were just kids, we didn't know anything.
yeah, I just said, do you see yourself going further in the future or something like that? Oh yeah, we never expected to sign to such a great label or get signed at all.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do playing in the band. It's a fun thing to do is playing in the band. It's hard to say how far we'll go. Ask us maybe after our first album comes out. Ha ha ha.
Nice.
So I'm gonna ask you, 11 years, I mean 11 albums later, where do you see
Yeah.
yourself in the future?
Dude, it's crazy, man. Like, I think, oh, man.
You're never gonna stop making music, are you?
I mean, I will never stop making music. I mean, it's sort of in a way all I really know how to do. But no, it's a good question too, though, because or not a good question, really. It's a good story. It is a good question. It's a good story, though, of kind of how our path has shifted, and almost like my viewpoint of myself has shifted, because like when Neil did that interview and our first album hadn't even come out yet, and we were just like, oh, the new Victory signing, and Victory was a hot label at the time. It's like, I remember I dropped out of university. I was in my third year at University of Guelph.
Wow.
Taking science, and I dropped out. My parents were not stoked about it. They weren't like, you can't,
Right.
but they were like, well, we know, obviously they know me, and they know like I've been like all I wanted was a guitar or an amp or a pedal like every birthday and Christmas.
Yeah.
My whole life. Like
Yeah.
they knew I was passionate about it, right? So they're not going to say, don't do this, stay in school. And and I think in a way, like, school's always going to be there. That was also like, that's the thing. It is always going to be there. I could still go back to school, I guess. But like, I didn't really think this was going to be like a long-term thing, It was like all bands back then. It was like all my favorite hardcore bands, and they put out 2 records and they broke up, and then they went back to real life. It was like you had your little fun, like maybe 3 or 4 years of like seeing the world, and then it's like, okay, you can't make any money doing that, so you got to like go back to school, get a real job, get married, have kids, and then like maybe maybe you can do reunion shows or whatever, or like because like there was no bands had done it. Like the only bands like that had done long-term, like long-term hardcore bands, like the only one I could think of was like maybe like Sick of It All, like or like Bad Religion, but that was still punk. Like they were on a major label and stuff, so that was like not the same, like Bad Religion still did get played on the radio and stuff, so it wasn't like the same. But like I'm thinking of bands like, Lifetime or Gray Area or Buried Alive or Grade, who was like,
Right.
our
Grade was-
hometown heroes.
Oh yeah.
Like they put out 3 records and they broke up, and I don't know, it wasn't feasible. Like, it wasn't sustainable. So, as the band went on, like, we put out our first record and it's like, oh shit, this is going pretty well. It was like we sold a lot of records. We sold hundreds of thousands of records. And it's like, that's crazy. And then we put out our second album and it was like, it charted on the Billboard, which, like, that wasn't a thing that bands did back then. Like, I remember when NoFX put out The Decline, they charted at number 200, and it was like this big thing. It's like, oh my God,
Jesus.
like a
No
punk
way.
band charted.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
underground, it was gaining so much traction as like a 17-minute fucking punk song, and like everybody ever who listened to it was like, "Oh, hey, you gotta check this one out." And like, if they ever played it at a show, people were fucking off the chains.
I know.
Ugh.
I
The
remember
Decline
they
debuted
the
at
end of it.
number
It's kind of-
200.
It was number 200 on the Billboard. Yep.
Wow.
When it came out. I remember I bought that the day it came out, that record. And
They won't play this song on the
and-
radio.
well, The Decline, and I mean, you guys probably remember, but other people watching this won't, or if you're younger, you won't remember. It was so different back then. You didn't know what things necessarily were when they came out. So
Yep.
when The Decline came out, we had no information. All
What
it was coming
Oh,
out.
wait.
It's called The Decline, and on the back of the record, it said, "Don't pay more than $4.99."
Yes.
And I went to Sunrise Records in Oakville at the mall. I got the CD, and it didn't say anything on it. Like, it didn't have a track listing or anything. I was like, okay. And I got it. And NoFX was my favorite band, still is probably my favorite band. I got back into my car. I was 18 years old at the time, and I put it in my CD player in the car. And, like, I don't know if you remember how CD players used to work, but it would tell you, mine at least would tell you, like, the tracks and the duration.
Yep.
And it just said 1 and like 18 minutes. I was like, the fuck
Get
is
out.
this? And I remember driving home, and and it was like my house was like 10 minutes away, and I drove and I sat in my parents' driveway,
And every 3 fucking
with
minutes, your
my
mind is
fucking
blown.
jaw on the floor, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? It's amazing. And no one knew what it was. No one knew what it was. It
Yeah.
was a secret, until it came out, which is, it's fucking.
I saw
miss
them a
those
couple of
days,
years
man.
ago, and they fucking opened with it, and I was just like, "What?
Yeah. No, it's-
Unbelievable."
Yeah,
they
it's
do
cool.
they do a really good one live with the orchestra.
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah.
an idea of that. Yeah.
Have you played that venue?
Red
The-
Rock?
Yeah, Red
Red
Rock.
Rock? Yeah, we did play it actually.
Oh yeah.
We opened up for Rise Against there.
Oh no way.
Cool.
It was it was Rise Against and Sum 41 and us and Comeback Kid. It was a great show.
Oh wow,
I bet.
big names.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a
It
show
was
there.
sick. That place is
Yeah.
amazing. But no, but what I was saying, just we got way off topic
Yeah.
there with The Decline.
That'll happen here.
That's every podcast. But but it's really true though. Like, my interpretation of what the fuck I was doing constantly was changing. And our second record came out and it was like number 26 on the Billboard or something.
Mhm.
And it sold like 30,000 copies the first week in the US. It was like, oh shit, like this is crazy. Like, I was taking fucking University of Guelph correspondence classes, like online classes. They weren't really online because the internet was so shitty. But like, I was doing homework in the van, thinking that this was gonna like only last a couple years, and I was gonna go back and finish my degree, which I never did. Right.
Right.
What were you
And
taking?
so I was taking science, which part of the problem was that you can't really take science classes online.
Yeah.
Maybe you can now,
It's
but it's
mostly
time, like,
applied, I guess.
because you can't do labs and all that, right? So,
Yeah.
so I got a bunch of credits, but I was taking molecular biology and genetics was my major.
That's hilarious because one of my original bands was called Remedial Genetics because one of the guys was taking genetics and then he failed one of the courses and he had to take a course called Remedial Genetics.
That's good. That's really funny.
Oh, that's close
Yeah,
to
man.
home. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for the tangent.
No, it's fine. But every like, album we put out and tour we did, it was like, and people would always say, like, it's not going to last forever. Like, put that money in the bank. It's not going to last forever. Like, this was always in my ear. Everyone always saying, like, it could end at any time. It could be, and it's like, well,
Shut up.
No, I didn't say shit. I was agreeing with them
Uh,
because like, again, like it was just there were no bands that had ever really done this, at least, in this scene,
in that space for that length of time.
So how
in
many
in that
albums?
space. Yes.
How many albums did you have to put out until you realized that you're in it for the long haul?
I don't know, man. I think it's quite recently,
11.
that I realized, like, I mean, we were on like album 4 or 5, album 5. And like, I remember my girlfriend being like, so when are you going to stop doing this?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, I know that's not going to work out with her.
Yeah.
Like, but it really was like it was probably album 5 or album 6 before, but even that, like, that was a weird time because like album 5, 6 for Silverstein, it was a bit of a downturn. Like it was a weird time in the genre because like Spotify hadn't really kicked up yet. Like
Yeah.
CDs weren't selling. There was like you had to buy shit on iTunes. Like it was a weird couple years. And we've always done fine on the road, but even that was like we were like, we went from playing 1,500 to 2,000 people in like New York City to like maybe playing to 1,200 for a couple of years. And now, ramp back up and it's fine. But like, every band has like those lulls for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a really, really interesting, I'll just say life for
How
me.
did
Because like, yeah, I never knew like what was going to happen. And I was always kind of preparing for, like there's always plan B, but I never needed it, I guess.
Well, better go work on the railroad for a while.
did you ever think about doing any acoustic solo stuff?
I did a project, actually. I called it River Oaks, which is the community I grew up in, Oakville. And I did a 3-song EP, 7-inch, came out on Rise Records. And I really like it. It came out great. I was going to do, it's funny, that was what I was kind of going to tinker with when I had that. Remember I told you about that 3 or 4 month break?
Yeah.
When I found out the bad thing about my lady friend. That was when I was going to work on those songs. And then that didn't happen because I just drank for 4 months. And then, yeah. And then like that kind of just got fell by the wayside, and Silverstein got busy. And not to say I didn't I forgot about it, but I did a couple tours for it. It was fun.
Oh,
it was
cool.
fun. I'll probably bring it back.
Awesome.
At some point, but I don't know when. And it's but I could see it kind of happening. Like maybe 2025 is a crazy year for Silverstein. Maybe 2026, I could focus on some of that stuff. That would be fun,
When the next round of COVID comes around.
Oh, geez.
Oh, is that happening? Is that a thing?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's already been planned, don't you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess people are still getting COVID. I don't know. Fucking hear shit about it, but it's
Pretty much the common cold by now. Is music and recording and production your only gig now? Do you focus solely on that, or do you have do you have a day job?
No, I don't have a day. I haven't worked a actual job in 20 something years. Which is great. I feel great about that. No, the only other kind of side hustle, I guess, like, my podcast, that I do, Lead Singer Syndrome, where I interview other lead singers.
Cool.
That's been going now for, what year is it? 20. I'm on year 9 of that podcast.
Nice.
So I've been doing that a long, long time, and I've got great fans, great support. And I've had some great guests, some great episodes. So I still do that every week, and I'm loving it. I got to be getting close to 400 episodes now. So pretty wild.
Damn. I think we're approaching 40.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must have met a ton of artists, tons of bands, tons of people. Lots of experiences, I'm sure. What's your favorite venue or favorite city?
That's tough, man. I will say this though, like, because we tour the US so much, and I've been to so many, US cities so much, like people always want to kind of, especially because I know we're Canadians and stuff. People kind of go, oh, US, it's like whatever. It's just, it's like the US is really interesting because there are so many different, it's huge. There's so many people, there's so many cities, And the cities really do have their own things going on. They really do have their own kind of culture, and like, a city like Austin, Texas, like could not be more different than a city like Philadelphia. And they're both great cities.
Yeah.
And I find that so interesting, like all the times I've been there and everything, like how you're in a certain place and it's like you just feel different. Like you feel like you want to do different things. You're in a different city. Like, and I really enjoy that. And Philadelphia and Austin are two cities I love, but I guess like if you start to think about, places all over the world, like Japan is an amazing, beautiful place with so much to explore, and
Oh, yeah.
people are so friendly and like, it's just it's an amazing place. I love Australia too. Like that, just getting the chance to go there, and they're so excited when you're there because they don't get as many shows, and
Yep.
Cool.
people there are so chill. They're kind of like, it's kind of like if a bunch of Canadians went to California. That's what Australia reminds me of. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like so many places all over the world I love. I love Germany too. We have such a good time there. So yeah, it's hard to pick,
That's
favorite-
amazing. They're
favorite
just so
favorite
unique in all
countries,
their different ways, eh? They're
yeah,
just,
they really are. And
Eh?
like, I find it more like I see it more and more all the time. How just how much diverse every place is, and how cool that is,
yeah, for sure. And how different we really are.
Yeah, except the McDonald's are all the same.
Yeah, no kidding. The menus might
Not
change
Japan,
slightly.
actually. Japan, they'll put like an egg on the burger and do weird shit, but no,
A Royale with cheese.
Well,
Aren't
that's-
they shrinkflationing the fucking Big Mac right now? I've seen some news about this. I've
Well,
seen some news about this.
I heard. So I don't.
They're
I'm not
shrinking
much
it
of a
down to
McDonald's-
one patty, and then like as an extra, you can get the two patties or something.
No way.
Yeah,
That
something
would
like
be
that.
insane. If
That's the speculation.
we got to get.
Did you
rid
hear
of-
about a couple
sorry,
months
we
ago
gotta
they
get
did
rid of the
fucking-
bread in the middle. It's costing us too much money. No more bread in the middle.
Did you hear
Yeah.
about this Wendy's surge pricing that they were introducing like at one restaurant like a couple of months ago? Yeah. Like if it's busy, your fucking burger is going to be $9 instead of $6 or whatever. Wendy's. This is the thing. It failed miserably. But look it up. It's a fucking thing. It's like, it's not enough that I got to wait in this line. It's going to cost me more to wait in this fucking line. Fuck you. Ugh,
That's
fresh my
insane. No,
ass.
I've been to a few bars that have done like the beer stock market, which I think is cool. Have you seen that? You know what I'm talking
No.
about? So what they'll do is they'll have like all their draft beer, and I guess like the draft beer that they're trying to get rid of will be cheaper.
Great.
And then the beer, like, yeah. So like, it's like, oh, so, okay, we really want to get rid of this keg or whatever. So
Reduce the price.
the numbers will like change, like fluctuate depending on that, which
Okay.
I think
well,
it's
that's
great.
great because it's making
But
it
surge
cheaper for
price-
the consumer, not more expensive.
But if people are starting to buy it, does the price go up?
Well, I think the price maybe goes up when it's maybe when they don't need to get rid of it. It's just
Right.
or
Yeah.
maybe it's popular. I mean,
I
maybe
can smell a skunky tab
But-
from a mile away. I could not like, draft beer.
dude.
Oof.
I gotta say, man, and I know you're from Leamington. Living in Windsor for a while,
OV?
really turned me off draft beer.
Oh yeah,
So many of the places in Windsor, I hate to talk shit.
my
I would
little
get
brother
beer
still
and I'd be
drinks
like-
fucking OV.
Oh, I love OV.
Oh,
But if I'm downtown
No.
Windsor, I'm drinking it out of a bottle, dude. I don't know, man. Some of those places, I'm like, what? Why does this beer taste sour as fuck?
yeah.
Like, this is
It's
fucking.
it's because it's
This
been
is
in
a
the
look
fucking
that
keg
blue. What's going on?
for 6 weeks, and you only open
Yeah,
one day a
yeah.
week.
So I have really turned on. I just drink like dude. Just give me a bottle of beer, dude.
Cheers,
Cheers.
buddy. Yeah,
Yeah. Can't fuck it up. I mean, it could
No.
be old. but
Yeah,
it's still gonna
that's
be
true.
better.
no,
Still gonna be better than a bad draft.
yeah. I was like, I like the Grolsch. I liked them for a while because they didn't really keep up with the Canadians and the Buds. They were like always like $5 a case behind, and I was like, that's awesome. That's good beer.
Yeah. Dude,
where's the
lucky
shipping?
lager, man. James
Oh,
Reddy.
yeah.
Hey,
that's
that,
that's
that,
old
that used to
Milwaukee.
be
It's,
that used to be
Yep.
my beer.
There's no such
Mhm.
thing as dollar beer here in
Yeah.
Canada anymore. What's a case of Miller Lite cost you down in Texas? I mean, where are you? Vegas.
So this is interesting. So this is a regular Miller Lite,
Mhm.
right? Regular 12-ounce bottle. So I can get
Ounces.
these. Or what do you want? 341? What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
Yeah.
standard sized drink of light beer. So the grocery stores here,
Yep.
they'll have sales and they'll be cheap.
$10 for 12.
So I can buy, usually what it is I can get two 20 packs, so 40 beers for $20.
Fuck off.
So
Wow.
50 cents, 50 US cents, but 50 cents a beer. And that's like the baseline.
When's the last time you visited Ontario and had to buy beer?
It hasn't been that long.
A
Yeah, because
fucking
I
case of
I
24
drink Miller
beers?
Lite.
24
Yeah,
premium beers is like $54 to $59 right now.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
But
Yeah,
I don't know when you plan on coming back, but as of September 5th, convenience stores can sell beer.
Whoop-de-doo.
Is that going to change anything?
Yeah, it's going to be more expensive.
It'll be convenient.
Right. The convenience stores will probably will up the price.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's still a time limit, probably, right? Like the 11 or something.
I don't know, to be honest with you, because
That's how it was in Vancouver. Like you can get regular beers for, from the the BC liquor store till 9 p.m., but they're rarely ever refrigerated. Most like secondary beer stores, I can't remember what they're called, but they'll serve till 11 p.m., but they are refrigerated. And then you can walk into pretty much any bar and get off sales till about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. But they're about $3 a fucking kokanee, so you're walking out of there with like
yeah,
6 beers for $18 or something like that. But it's 3 a.m.
yeah,
So you don't give a shit.
right.
You're
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
home with a 5-pack and one in your hand.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Off sales. I like that one.
yeah.
Send me
I
some
mean,
off sales.
dude, here it's crazy. You can get fucking anything anytime. Everything's open 24 hours a day. It's
Sin
like,
City.
Yeah.
yeah, I could wake up at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning and go to the casino and drink a beer and fucking have a cigarette and play blackjack.
But you can't smoke a
anytime.
joint.
No, you can't. No, you
No,
can't
you
smoke a
can't.
joint in a casino. No, I don't think you can.
But no, but is it
You could
legal?
probably
in,
vape. You could probably vape, and they would never know.
is,
at
is
least.
weed
You could
is
vape
weed
in a
legal
casino.
in Nevada?
It's legal. Yeah,
Oh, it is. Okay.
yeah, it's legal. But I mean, you can't smoke. I don't think you can smoke pot in the casino.
I wasn't sure if Nevada was one of the states.
No, it's legal here.
Well, that's good.
It's a left state.
Yeah, ish, yeah. Ish.
Cool.
You're on the
Well,
left coast.
I don't have anything else for you, unless Johnny does. Unless you have Shane, unless you have any final
Parting words?
words.
Words
What
of wisdom,
parting
words of
words?
advice.
Maybe, because I don't like get to do this kind of shit with like a couple boys that, grew up in my backyard at the same time as me. I got a question for each of you guys.
Yes.
All right.
So if there's one band let's just say from Ontario to keep it Ontario punk adjacent, one band you could bring back to do a show in 2024 that you could see, who would it be?
Ooh.
Pick a time. I'll tell
yeah,
people
okay.
while you're thinking about it.
Like a local band or a big
Hi, I'm
band?
sure. No, I mean it could be a big band. I don't it could be anything.
I mean, Alexis
thinking of a
on
band-
Fire said they were having their last tour ever, so I don't know if that's true because they're
Did they
probably
say
gonna
that
come-
recently?
Yeah, I think
Oh, really?
didn't they have like
Yeah, I'd like to see them back together. They like a live show again.
you're talking about bands who have
We
split
just
up.
played with them last summer. Like, I mean, they put out
Yeah,
music.
no.
They're still at it, I think, right? I mean, you can pick whoever you want.
Yeah, I was talking to Ed the Sock last night, and I had Ed play Alexis on Fire for me last night. As far as was concerned. I thought they were still an active band.
Yeah, I
I don't
think so.
know. Yeah, I thought so
All the
too.
bands that I loved from that area are generally still around.
Well, yeah, but you were talking about like, so here's a band I'll bring up because they were friends of mine back in the day, and they have not done a reunion show. Boys Night Out.
Yes,
Haven't done it.
absolutely. Yes.
They haven't done it. And Connor and I spoke to Connor recently, and I don't think it's gonna ever happen. You know,
No,
it's like maybe it will. I'd love to see it. I would
You know
love to
what?
see it happen.
I
That
got
would probably
one.
be my pick because I think that those records are great, and they haven't done it. You know, but I'd also fucking love to see Off the Mark. You know,
Off the Mark, definitely. We actually played one of their songs. "Friend and Me" is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, we've played that one on the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
sometimes.
The Fully Down.
oh
I don't-
yeah,
yeah,
fully down.
I think
Ottawa.
Ottawa. Yes,
Mhm.
love to see those guys.
Yeah, they were a
Creeps.
great band. They were one of those like two records or maybe one record and break up. But
You know
they
the
were doing
Creeps?
their thing. Like they did Warped Tour. They like they're a great band.
Yep, that's my choice.
I
The
like that.
Creeps. I like the Creeps.
The Creeps. I don't even know if I know the Creeps.
Another Ottawa band.
Oh, okay.
A little
Ottawa.
bit lower on the spectrum, I guess.
He's
Or
yo-
higher.
he's younger than us, Shane.
Uh,
There was this one band called Katya that
yes. Oh yeah.
you remember Katya? No one
I-
remembers Katya.
Kasia or Katia?
No, Katja.
Oh, I'm thinking about Cassia. Kasia.
No, Katya, like a Russian female name or whatever.
Mm,
They were this
okay.
like, what were they? They were kind of like a math rock band. I saw them play twice. I think at Brampton and somewhere else. And man, they were good. And then they just went away, and I just have the memory of how good they were in my head, and that's it. And
We're-
no one will know. No one will remember. If anyone remembers this band from Ontario called Katya, Katja.
Look them up.
And if
I
there's
am-
any, you can't look them up. There's nothing. If anyone has information, let me know.
Hey Shane.
I will look it up, but I have 4 bands that just came to my head.
Okay, I like this.
Okay, Grade,
Oh yeah,
Jersey.
Jersey.
yeah.
I knew you were gonna say Jersey.
I'd love to see Jersey.
Who else did I just have in that list? Flashlight
Brown.
Brown,
Yep.
or just Flashlight like they used to be, but
Mhm.
Yeah,
and Spinecracker.
Spinecracker. I have a Spinecracker flyer on this
Yeah,
wall, somewhere.
Nice.
Yep. I forget. I know it's like at eye level because I see it all the time.
No way. Do me a favor, take a picture of that and
There
send
it
it
is.
to me.
The Arsenals, Spinecracker, Maryland's Vitamins, Hood Rat.
Maryland's Vitamins.
Yeah, add Maryland's
at
vitamin-
the Elma Combo. Friday, September 11th.
Oh, cool.
So-
Ooh,
Wow.
What year?
Yep. Well, I don't know. I mean,
They
you
never
don't-
have the
because
year.
it says Friday, you can probably figure out what year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably if I had to guess, it's Raw Energy was the sponsor. I'd say that was like 98 would be my guess.
Oh.
Maybe 99 would be my guess.
September 11th.
Definitely pre-September
yeah.
11th.
Wow.
But that's crazy. Yeah, I forgot about Spinecracker. That's cool. No, man, it's
You
it's
should
fun
listen
share with you
to
guys.
one of those bands on your wall every night for a year.
Yeah.
You got 212 of them there. That's only like 2/3 of a year.
Yeah. Because
You got a project ahead
I'll
of you.
forget a bunch of times. So, I mean, a lot of them I just listen to anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But it's 212 posters, but there's
Oh.
probably an average of 4
Yep.
to 5
per poster.
poster,
That's right.
especially when you have festivals and stuff. So there's there's doubles and stuff, but there's probably
And then
like,
and then take a red marker and cross them out every time you listen to them.
yeah, that's that. I
All
like
right,
that.
man. Well, it's been great
Well,
to
hey,
have you. Thank you for
thank you-
being on the
thank you.
show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, congrats on 40. Is this 40 episodes?
I think, I
40? We did 30 last time. We're past
think
40.
it is.
It might be 40.
Shane wants to split into like
41.
season 2 episode something or other now, rather than counting them consecutively.
Oh
Which
no,
I
I
used to,
think the
so.
seasons is cool. Most podcasts don't do seasons. I think seasons is better, but no one does that. But regardless, have me on for your next season. I'd love to come back and thanks
Yeah.
for hanging out. And
Fuck yeah, man. Bring your friends.
okay, right here. Here's my
All
friend.
right.
Let's
All right.
let's work on the Oshawa show.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, dude, Oshawa, fucking hot right now. We got to make
Yeah.
it happen.
All right.
Love
When
it.
you're doing a tour after you do this album or whatever, if it's next year, let's talk to the right people and get you in the right places. This will
I
be
love
fun.
it. I love it. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks,
Shane,
Shane.
pleasure meeting you.
Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for
Cheers.
thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Hey, Shane.